given to the Philippines?
Yes, of course, there's a bidding process. There is we came up with a proposal. We came up with a program, a development plan on how to go about the, um, the hosting. Um, FIFA has step by step told us, since we were interested in hosting, the process on how to go about it. So we just simply follow the process. And thankfully enough, our proposal, our bid, was good enough. Apparently, it was the best out of the lot. And the FIFA Council made a decision. And like I said earlier, we were lucky enough to be entrusted with the hosting of the Futsal World Cup.
Just to add to that, there were over 6 countries bidding for the tournament. Among them, the biggest powerhouses in futsal and women's futsal, like Brazil, Spain, Italy, who were also keenly interested in hosting this tournament. So among these tournaments, these bidders, obviously the Philippines was one of the top contenders, and it was based, I would say, mostly on what I just said before, or the development of football and futsal in the country, the exceptional work done by the federation and the government, and also helps to FIFA Forward and the FIFA programs, but the exceptional work done by the federation to promote football and futsal in the country, the growing tendency of kids and girls playing futsal in the country was, I would say, the key element for giving it to the Philippines. So in the bidding process, Philippines came on top of these 6-7 nations that were bidding for the tournament.
So to follow up, sir, Mr. Gutierrez, you mentioned in your speech earlier, 16 months preparation. So does this mean we will be playing the tournament in October 2025?
Well, we're looking at dates as early as August, but for more time for preparation, and also we would like to consider the weather in the country. We're looking at October or even possibly late November. So the more time we have to prepare, and we are starting. Don't get me wrong, we are starting the preparation right now. But the more time we prepare, I believe the better show we can produce. So yes, we're looking at roughly the fourth quarter of next year.
Thank you.
Thank you, John. Anthony Torino of Bulgar. Next question is from Bob Guerrero.
Hello, I'm Bob Guerrero from the Game magazine. 2 questions. What will the format be, and what are the venues being considered?
Thank you.
Well, as you know, it's 16 teams. The final format should be decided, but as a standard, we will have 4 groups of 4 teams, then followed up by a quarterfinals, semifinals, and final. The number of venues is still under discussion. There are various considerations to take care of that. Definitely, it will be one in Manila, and there might be another city somewhere in the Philippines. Depends also on Metro Manila, sorry, to be more specific. Which one of Metro Manila, we still don't know which one of the cities in Metro Manila. And it will depend a little bit on the infrastructure, availability, various questions. But as part of our constant promotion of the country and the sport in all over the world, we would like to go to some other, at least another city in the country to play that. But this is an ongoing process, so as soon as we have more information, we will tell you exactly the number of venues and where and which cities.
Thank you.
Thank you. Joanna Nicole. Joanna Nicole from Manila Bulletin.
Hello. My question goes to anybody from FIFA. So how was last year's FIFA Women's World Cup really helped in finally launching the women's futsal? I believe the tournament last year saw its biggest crowd there. So can you just elaborate on that?
Well, as you know, the Women's World Cup was an amazing success, also for the Philippines, because they got their first goal and their first triumph. And this will be the 4th tournament that FIFA has dedicated to women. We've got the Women's World Cup, the Under 20 and the Under 17. The some of you might know, this year the under-20 is being held in Colombia and the under-17 is being held in the Dominican Republic, which we also manage as tournaments. So this is the first tournament. This is part of the ongoing commitment of the FIFA president and FIFA to promote women's football, women's sport, and the development of the women and girls all over the world through sports. So as part of this commitment and as part of the success and the growing interest of women's football and women's sport, that's why this tournament is coming into place. It's also part of the success of women's football, futsal in general in the world, because it's been growing steadily over the 10-20 last years, with a higher number of national teams being created, a higher number of leagues being created all over the world, and therefore this needed to be recompensated and with a World Cup, because at the end, every sportsman or sportswoman wants to reach a World Cup, wants to reach the top level of the game. So this World Cup is part of that, and obviously goes in line with the success of the Women's World Cup last year.
Would Ms. Laura and Sir Kasia would like to add to what Sir Jaime said?
That's fine. Let's go.
Okay. Sir Clyde, one question only.
One question.
One question.
One question.
One question.
Isang tanong lang. Mr. Gutierrez, good afternoon. It's nice to hear, it's nice to see you and hear from you. Okay. Mr. Gutierrez, you know, this is a prestigious competition.
Yes, it is.
And of course, the Philippines is preparing for that.
Yes, sir.
For that, our players to figure prominently in this prestigious competition. Now, how long our players prepare for this match to make or to appease and to satisfy the Filipinos who are playing and hoping for their success in this competition?
Thank you,
Isa
sir.
na.
Isa lang po. Salamat po.
So the question is, how long will the preparations be?
Yes.
Well, we're going to start in the next few weeks on scouring the entire country for the talent that we're going to need to create the national team. And once it is done in the next month or so, then we will have these ladies come in to start camp as early as August of this year, so that we may be able to prepare properly for the coming FIFA Futsal Women's World Cup. So we're starting as early as possible.
Can I add something to that? I think the work started already before, because there's been an excellent work from the Federation in the development of women's futsal and futsal in general. As you might know, they count on the support of Vic Hermas, which is the coach of the Federation. He was not only the top player and the top scorer in the first ever Futsal World Cup back in 1989. He's been a long-term FIFA instructor, working for FIFA and sharing his knowledge all over the world for many years. As a matter of fact, the first time he came to Filipinas was in a FIFA course, and he's been working already for the Federation for a long time, so the preparation started already before they knew that the World Cup was coming. It was dedication to the tournament, to the game, from much earlier that the World Cup was appointed.
Sir,
And yeah, sir, again, I'd like to add to what Sir Jaime says. We will be scouring the country for the best talents.
Yes.
Not to say that we're going to start teaching our ladies how to play futsal from zero. We've already got a crop because of the advocacies and the programs that have been started again years ago. We just need to find the best of the best in the country and help them prepare to be better. Like Sir Jaime said, we are very fortunate to have one of those prominent figures in futsal already in country and already working with some of our talent. So we've got a foot in the door with regards to preparation, and we will build on this, and hopefully, and I'm sure we will do well when the competition starts.
okay, sir.
Mr. Gutierrez, in addition to my question here, you know,
Really? Okay.
are all the players are homegrown, or there are Filipino heritage that will comprise the team?
Okay. With regards to that, first of all Filipinas around the world will be given a chance. We will do a disservice to our countrymen if we do not allow what you call heritage players to be given the opportunity to make the team. However, I would like to stress here and now that everyone will be given the same chance, and I encourage our locally developed players to step up to the plate and show the world what Filipino or the Philippine program or Philippine way of playing futsal can do. But again, it will be a mix of all Filipinos who play the game around the world. Everybody will be given the chance.
Address to Mr. Yarza. Ms. Douglas, of course. Okay. There are 16 teams. There are 15 from the. How will be the qualification format for that? Continental.
Yes. The qualification is responsibility of the confederations, and they are planning now how the qualification will work. They will be different by every confederation. We don't have yet all the plans. It will be published once it's known. So we've already asked them how they will qualify.
There will be from South America, North America, the usual.
The usual ones, the six confederations,
Six confederations.
UEFA, CONMEBOL, CONCACAF, CAF, AFC, they will organize a qualification to have their teams qualified for the tournament.
Even OFC,
Even OFC, yes.
Oh, last question. Since this is a World Cup, so will it stick to the quadrennial cycle similar to the other? In other words,
Yes.
after 2025, the next one will be in 2029?
Correct. That's the principle that we're following. Yes.
Thank you. That is from Mr. Bong Pajaves of Malaya.
I just like to add to that question. Yes, this is as prestigious FIFA event schools.
100%.
That's why he's tournament director himself.
Ivan Swing from the Daily Tribune.
Good afternoon po. My question is for Sir John Gutierrez. Sir, may I ask, once the hosting rights were given to the Philippines, were there any pitches for the federation on where potential venues will be held po?
Yes, of course. Actually, part of the purpose of the visit of our FIFA team is to see what kind of facilities we have that are already ready. So, but nothing is set in stone. We are still going to finalize which venues are going to be used, which match venues, which training venues, and which cities are going to host. As you know, unlike the Olympics, where the Olympics is hosted by a city, World Cups are hosted by countries. And upon the encouragement of the FIFA team, we are now made known that it would be better for us to give opportunities, not just in Metro Manila, but also in the other parts of the Philippines. Also, in part of the advocacy and the legacy that we're trying to build is to spread football further across regions and nations. So we will have one in Metro Manila. Cebu is a very, very big possibility, and we're looking at other places.
Yeah, I wanted to add that the Federation did an exceptional job preparing for our trip, because we cannot come and visit the over 7,000 islands of Philippines, so we need to rely on the work done by the Federation. So they prepared a selection of locations and options of infrastructure that we've been visiting these days, and that's the work that we're going to continue now. So we've seen some places, the Federation will review, they will review also the requirements that we have. They have now a better understanding of what we are expecting, and together we will build up to decide on venues and infrastructure required.
Sir, given that you said there's going to be a selection process, I want to ask if once a core has been built, how will there be any friendlies with other nations here or international in preparation for the first ever Futsal Women's World Cup?
Yes, absolutely. We are looking at a number of friendlies and tournaments that we can use to prepare, not just for our country, but for the other countries who are going to try and qualify for the first edition of the Futsal Women's World Cup. In top of my head, I'm thinking of asking the AFF to have our ASEAN neighbors come to country and hold a tournament for ASEAN. These are just one of many possibilities that we can tap to be able to prepare properly. I'm not sure if everybody knows, but last year alone we held a tri-nation meet that was against Indonesia and New Zealand for women's futsal, and I think it was quite a successful friendly or a successful meet. So we're going to do more of those to build up the interest, the preparations for this coming futsal World Cup.
From one Ivan to another Ivan. This is Ivan Sadeno for Dugout Page.
Thank you, Ms. Lee. So I have a question for Sir John and probably for Sir Jaime as well. So since you mentioned that there's still no final arena for the tournament, but have you done already some early arena inspections, like, are there some other scheduled for the next few days? Like, because tonight is one of the major arenas in the Philippines will have a basketball game tonight. Huge one at that.
Well, yes, we've been inspecting both competition arenas to be able to host the competition, as well as, and let's not forget, we need training arenas. So we've been seeing also some places for training. We will need to see more. We will also maybe next trip travel to Cebu or some other cities to see what's there. No decision has been made at all because we still have some inspections to do. Unfortunately, we're leaving tonight, so it's been a very short trip, but we will try to come as soon as possible. In the interim, during this period, the Federation will evaluate other options that are available in the Philippines, so that next time when we come, we can visit the rest of the options, and therefore, together with the Federation, make a decision of which venues will be able to host the tournament.
So correlate to that, is there a chance that since you're gonna be going to Cebu anyway, so is there a chance that you might even go to this arena that's under construction, the new SMC site arena in Cebu?
Everything is possible. This is an option that's been mentioned to us, and it's going to depend also a little bit on the dates where they intend to finish, and the dates where we'll be hosting the tournament. But obviously, having the chance to play in a newly built arena is always a very good option. So it's there on the table, but right now all options are available.
All right, thank you.
So yeah, just to add to that, this mission is one of the many visits by the FIFA technical team to find the suitable venues. What this visit has given us is a more understanding of what FIFA is looking for in terms of facilities. So with the knowledge that we've got in the last few days, we can actually filter all the other venues and facilities that we would think as a federation to consider, instead of considering everything and not having those facilities up to specs of what FIFA requires. So now we have a better understanding. On the next visit, we will be more specific on inspecting these facilities because we know more of what is needed.
Thank you.
Aaron Beato from Radyo Pilipinas 2.
Thank you, Ms. Lee. Good afternoon, magandang hapon po. Question to President John and to our FIFA friends. Anyone can answer from the FIFA family. Yesterday, if we're not mistaken, you paid a courtesy call to our government agency in sports, the Philippine Sports Commission. Just like to share what were the topics or stuff that were tackled, and could there be any possibility of an inter-agency task force, like working hand in hand with the national government, just like how the national government also assisted during the previous World Cup hosting of basketball and other volleyball events, could it also be possible in futsal? Thank you very much.
Well, interagency cooperation is a must. This will not be a success without doing so. Our visit with the PSC, with Chairman Bachman, and the commissioners of the PSC has been very fruitful. I can confidently say that the Philippine Sports Commission is 100% in support of this hosting. We will work hand in hand with them to make it as best as possible. Their experience in other sports hosting events like the FIBA World Basketball Championships are invaluable lessons and experience that we can build on. I think also that's one of the reasons why this World Cup was awarded to us, because of our experience in such events. But yes, we will need the national government, and I am very sure that the government will back this, knowing the kind of event we're trying to host. Again, very prestigious event.
Thank you. Yeah, well, our visit to Mr. Bachmann was a courtesy visit, obviously, and it was, I would say, an exceptional visit because we really were able to discuss a lot of things about the World Cup, the objectives, and what we want to achieve. As you know, sport and health is responsibility of the governments, ours, but we share the same target, which is to promote a healthier way of life and a more sporty way of life among kids and adults, obviously. So yesterday was just touching base with him and getting to know each other. But we are really keen on working with the Sports Commission and the team of Mr. Bachmann, as well as Ms. Bongku, I think was the name? Bongku.
Commissioner.
Yeah, she was Commissioner for Women's Sport, and she was also very keen on being involved in this tournament, which we share because we think that there is a lot of benefits in hosting a FIFA tournament for the country, but these benefits are boosted if the government is involved and participating in the World Cup in so many areas.
Thank you.
We'll go back to Bob Quirero for another question.
This is addressed for John. Are we going to be assured of any corporate support? Are any of our big companies stepping up, or you're going to approach them soon?
Well, I guarantee you they would want to be involved in this. Again, very prestigious event. It's no joke to actually have a World Cup hosted by your country. I am very much confident that these big companies who have been supporting Philippine sports for the longest time will step up to the plate and help us with this endeavor. It's a win-win for everybody. So yes, I have no doubt that the private sector would want in on this.
Sir Bong, JP just arrived. Would you like to ask a question?
I'm sorry, but do we have a timetable for like the next steps? Like point person for the responsibility.
Yes, but we are working on that timetable. There's going to be a lot of meetings and visits in the process, and this is still a work in progress, as I'm saying. So the first thing we are establishing is obviously the next milestone, which is visits and when the draw will be held, and the next inspection of facilities. We will be coming back with a much bigger team. We already have started to organize weekly meetings and bi-weekly meetings online with the team lead, Laura, and Boss Asra. So there is a whole project planning that's going to be built up now. So as part of this project planning, obviously we need to understand which cities we're going, which type of facility we're using, but there will be a very extensive program and project planning for that.
I think we have time for at least one last question. Well, two questions. I'm sorry. They have a flight. They have to go to the airport soon. But one short question, sir, and then I'll go back to Ivan.
Okay. We were fortunate to cover the FIFA Women's World Cup last year, and of course, this played well, and we saw the Philippines win their first match and their first goal. And but now to see more to Mr. Kasra Hagigi. Sir Kasra, since we're now in Olympic fever, the Olympics is in 2020, just a few months, actually next month already. How does, and this is also related to our development in women's futsal, because not too many people know that we have a strong team. I've seen them play. We were fortunate to see them play. How are the chances of women's futsal, at the very least, they've already made a debut in the 2018 Youth Olympic Games, of becoming a possible medal event in future Summer Olympic Games?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that question. Yeah. Thank you for that question. I mean, yes, we've had the futsal as part of the Youth Olympic program in 2018, and yesterday the IOC confirmed that futsal will be part of the Dakar 2026 Youth Olympic Games. So this is quite new information. It's an announcement that came in. It ties very well as well with the legacy of this tournament. That's one of the things we've been discussing, is to focus on this tournament and women's futsal in the Philippines. Like you said, you have a very good team. The rest of the world might not have seen that. They will definitely see that before next year and next year. And there's also a future with that. I mean, this is the Youth Olympic Games is a category of young players between the ages of 14 to 17, if I may say. And there is very, very good grounds for Philippines to develop that. There is a young generation of players in schools, in programs. The Philippine Football Federation has done quite extensive work within that category. So we know it's back. It will come in 2026, and there's the possibility to really work with the team and compete at that level. We'd like to see that turn out into action. We've been looking at the future of futsal as well. There's a lot of positive things and developments happening in that area. Obviously, we have the Women's Futsal World Cup next year. We have a Women's Futsal ranking, and now as well for 2026, we have the Youth Olympic Women's and Men's Futsal to look forward to. So thank you for that.
What's the other question?
That was really great news. Our last question will be from Ivan Swing.
Ivan Ruiz.
Good afternoon again, ladies and gentlemen. For Sir John, with this kind of program, as you said, I want to spread futsal also in the Philippines. So, how optimistic is the federation in the chances that this could be a strong Olympic, that the women's futsal team can be a strong team that could possibly qualify for future Olympics?
Well, our preparation for this FIFA Futsal Women's World Cup doesn't stop after the tournament. Like what was said, we are building this as a legacy to go on even after that tournament. The 2026 Youth Olympics is a target for us. And in preparation for that, we have been talking to them to actually include women's futsal in the Palarong Pambansa. So this is a whole package for us to make sure that we take advantage of the opportunity that FIFA has given us. It's not just going to be the World Cup, it's not just going to be the Olympics. It will transcend. If we do it right, it will transcend all the way through. And not just in futsal, It will make our football teams stronger, and because of our geography and the kind of country we live in, we might even be just a superpower in beach football when the time comes. So sky's the limit for football in the Philippines, especially women's football. And again, it's just very fortunate for us that we were given this opportunity to better develop football in the country.
Thank you. So to close our press conference, maybe just request